Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Good to be with you.
Thank you.
Well, I'd be very straightforward. I'd say that this is a temporary reevaluation of the programs that we have in place for people coming into the United States of America to make sure that we have in place the proper procedures, the proper programs to make sure that we keep America safe.
But if this is about security, why are countries as Saudi Arabia not on the list?
Well, these are countries that were identified in 2015 by both the U.S. Congress and by President Obama as the countries that pose the greatest risk to the United States. These are basically countries that are ungoverned states. They are failed states. They do not have strong central governments. They don't have the procedures and the processes in place that the United States can rely on as getting background on the people that are traveling into the United States.
But even the 9/11 terrorists were from Saudi Arabia, the Boston bombers from Russia, San Bernardino was an American-born U.S. citizen from Pakistan, and Orlando nightclub shooting was an American-born U.S. citizen with parents from Afghanistan. So none of these countries are on this list.
None of these countries are on these lists, but we do have the relations with these countries that we can go in and we can look into their records. They will provide us with the background on the individuals and the procedures. And yes, there were gaps and there have been failures in our systems. You know, I spent 10 years working in the intelligence community. It's very hard to get it right. Excuse me. It's hard to get it right 100% of the time. But these 7 specific countries pose the greatest risk, and they do not have the central governments in place that we can rely on and work with.
But why was this travel ban imposed in such a hasty way?
Well, Donald Trump has been talking about this throughout his entire campaign. Members of Congress have been concerned about the vetting process. Our director of the FBI a number of months ago said that, you know, especially coming from these countries, the United States didn't have in place the procedures that would allow us to vet these people properly. President Obama decided not to act on this. Donald Trump believes that it poses a risk to our security. He decided to act. Over the weekend, we had 325,000 people come into the country. 109 of these people were affected by this temporary suspension of our program. They were inconvenienced in most cases for just a matter of hours, and ultimately were allowed into the country.
But it seemed not very well organized and prepared. And according to the official numbers, to Custom Border Protection, they say many more people were banned than 109.
Well, there may have been more people that were banned, but there were only 109 people that were actually impacted by this temporary suspension. You know, and was it hasty? Donald Trump believed that it was important that we move this procedure and this process forward. It was implemented over the weekend, and it appeared that there were more people that were inconvenienced by the protesters than there were ever inconvenienced by this new program that was put into place.
Joe McCain, Senator McCain, says this ban is a gift to ISIS, a propaganda gift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got tremendous respect for John McCain. He's been a leader in fighting the threat from radical Islam. The bottom line is radical jihadists hate the United States. They hate the Netherlands. They hate the West for a number of reasons, you know, for who we are, what we stand for, democracy, human rights, women's rights, our policies in regards to Israel. There are, you know, in the United States case, perhaps our policies in regards to Gitmo. Yes, this is one more reason why they will hate the United States, but it is not going to create a new flood of converts to radical Islam.
Pete Hoekstra, thank you very much for being on our show tonight. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Good to be with you.
Thank you.